Yura is just as delusional as Sumin and Minwon. Like, she's like, oh, I don't like people taking what's mine, or I don't like um when cheaters win, or like, I'm like, you do realize that this man cheated on G1, right? To get to the other one, and GU was never yours. Like, just as delusional.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another review on the Review Garden.
This whole storyline now is working my nerves, and it's only 10 minutes into episode 13. 13 of 16. That means we have 14, 15, 16. 3 more episodes left until this show is over. And it's only an hour long, not even more. So you're gonna rush the ending? Like, it's so stupid. They did her wrong. She got revenge. And now they're still coming back to do her wrong again. And now this man is learning how to fight when all he does is beat on women. Like, make it make sense. The funny thing is, they're over here getting mad at her for having 8 million won, but the girl doesn't even know she even has it. Ji is just trying to, put a good life for her, a better life for her in case anything were to happen to him. But they're over here like getting mad. Like, why are you so obsessed with this girl? Like, why are you so obsessed? Like, from a young age, Sumin was obsessed with Jiwon. Why? Because your dad wanted to go with her mom? Like, you make no sense. Yura is funny, thinking that Ji-yook is gonna come to her if Ji-won was to pass away. Like, that kind of thinking always gets me. Like, it's not her being alive or dead that's causing him not to want you. He doesn't want a loveless marriage. And he told this to his grandpa, and he said it to you. He just doesn't like you. He doesn't want to be with you. But I know that sometimes that's hard to comprehend for some people, but he doesn't want to be with you. And I wonder what it's going to take for her to realize that. And her thinking that GU can't do the same thing as her. Like, girl, he has money. In fact, more than you. He was willing to give you all that money, all those shares, and you didn't want to take it. And then after that, to be kissing Minwon, like, girl, ew. For all 4 of them to agree to murder Jiwon is crazy. And for money. I mean, the 4 people I'm talking about, Minwon, Sumin, and Sumin's father, and Jiwon's mom. And, I mean, the other girl, she's doing it because she wants Ji-yook. But for them to agree, like, you're her mom. Even if you left her as a young, but you agree to this for your boyfriend to murder your child. Like, that's crazy to me. Like when you think about it that way, that is insane. And for money. Like, what is wrong with you people? And to want to do it on the day that she's going to see her father. Like, it's the day of her father's death anniversary. So to want to do it on that day is wow. This show definitely shows you how effed up some people can be. So Ji-yook was having her be monitored this whole time because he had his friend, follow her around, making sure that she would be sick but safe. But for some reason, the friend's car stopped working. But he also had Mr. Lee monitor everything, what's been happening to her. And, the whole thing, if something were to happen to her, all the money all the land, everything that Ji-yook finished putting for Ji-won would then go to the mom. The good for nothing mom. So it's interesting to see, how everything happened that night for him to come and get hit by the car for her, sacrifice himself for her. But when we look at the video, she had more than enough time to move the car or to get out of the car. She waited until the car got really close to close her eyes. She just stood there. I mean, I get it when you could be in shock, but she had more than enough time to have like the first initial shock and then like get the hell out of the car, And so maybe, the writers wanted to be like, okay, he sacrificed himself for her, la-di-da-di-da. But now that he got hit and he's in a coma, what is everybody going to do? Now is Yura going to be like, oh, your father, I'm going to kill your father. Da-da-da-da. He hurt the wrong person. Like, I'm sorry, but there's no guarantees in your plot. So you just never know what's going to happen. If you want something done right, do it yourself. But she didn't want to get her hands dirty. And now look at this whole mess. Look at this whole mess. And assuming the whole thing with Ji-won is because of her father leaving with Ji-won's mom. But technically, Ji-won is in the same thing as you. She lost her mom. Her mom left her to go with another guy, and your dad left you to go with another woman. But the only difference is your mom, Sumin's mom, was unbearable. And whereas Ji-won's dad was, nice, even though he was hurting, but he still took care of Ji-won. Sumin's mom, she kept blaming Sumin because the father left. But, I mean, you can't be mad at Ji-won and be like, oh, it's all Ji-won's fault that my dad left. Like, no, it's your own dad's fault that he left, not Ji-won. But the way her face switched up after she was like crying, saying, I had a miscarriage because of you. Like, shut up. We all know you weren't pregnant and you can't get pregnant because he can't get pregnant. He can't, get anyone pregnant. So, like, what are you trying to get the girl to feel? And then, like, she just switched up and then started telling Ji-won why she hated her all these years. But turns out Ji-won already knew that her mom and Sumin's dad were together. So it's like, but she's like, I'm gonna make sure my faith goes to you. Like, how are you gonna do that? Because your fate already went to Juron, Miss Yang. How are you gonna do that? So I'm wondering what fate that she's talking about. And speaking of her fate going to Miss Yang, she saw her husband and his flippin' mistress, who are doing their stupid stuff right on her father's property. Okay, her father's restaurant. This man said, you weren't doing anything in your house. Come work at the store. And instead of working while your wife has cancer and is sick, you go and have an affair with one of the employees. Like, what the flip is wrong with you? And then she catches them and she runs away. I mean, I thought that after, standing up to Mr. Kim, she had a little bit of backbone, but running away is crazy to me. It's a good thing though that Mr. Lee was there. Like, he needs to snap some into her. Ji-yook woke up after she replayed him the message that he left. But his body must be hurting. He's already out of the hospital. And I think with the broken arm and like trying to walk and everything, he needs to take some time and rest. Jiwon and Ji-yook are putting, one and two together, that Yura and Minwon and Sumin have joined forces, and that, Miss Yang has her faith. But there's something that happened, in episode 13 that they don't quite know yet. So she did this revelation like 3 minutes into episode 14. But what does Yura want to see with Yoon-ho? Like, why are you even involving this man in your foolishness? He has nothing to do with it. Leave him alone, please. The relationship between Ji-yook and Mr. Lee is so funny now. He's like, if you knew all this in advance, why didn't you tell me? He's like, well, I didn't know if I could trust you. It was so funny. He was like, well, okay. After he hugged him, he was like, okay, I'm not that mad. And then now his relationship with Jiwon is so cute. She's like, how long do you have to wear this cast for? He's like, I could take it off, but she says if I keep it on, she'll take care of me. And now she's feeding him. That's so cute. See what I mean? In my from my short video, that episodes 12 and 13 can be erased from memory, because this is what people want to see, okay? Their love story. Like, I don't care about these other people like Yura and all her jealous stuff. Like, she needs to be wrapped up expeditiously, because we only care about Jiwon and Ji-yook's happy ending. Okay? On a side note, the scene with Miss Yang and her husband, like, it really would have been a reenactment of what happened to Jiwon in episode 1. But, it's a good thing Jiwon went with her and, was able to break the table so that, the same thing didn't happen. And I'm happy that Ji-yook and Mr. Lee came to see them in the police station. So, he's really going to help her through her whole process, through her whole divorce process from her husband. And her husband is a real piece of crap. Oh my gosh. Lee, who are you? Who do you think you are? Like, she needs to work, and like, they need to take everything away from this man. Like, he shouldn't even be having visitation rights to the daughter at this point. Like, he doesn't even care. You doing your dirty deed in the car that your daughter is supposed to be in. Like, you're just nasty. Like, what the hell? This whole thing about that Ji-won needs to seduce Min-won is weird to me. Like, I feel like there are other ways. Like, your fate doesn't even need to go to them. Like, they're guilty. Find something to put them in jail. I don't understand why you need your fate to go to him. And Miss Yang, if she needs to get away from the man, from her husband, and file for divorce against him. But this whole scheme that they have going on, and even, oh, you chose money over me, did you not see this coming? This whole thing that they have going on to get Min-won to want to, so that she could seduce Min-won, is like weird. And I know it happened in the webtoon, but the webtoon, she was texting him and pretending to be another girl, because Min-won wants a cheater, always a cheater. But I don't think she needs to try to seduce him to get them. I don't know. If you want revenge, put them in jail or something. Like, you don't need to go try to seduce him. And if other people see that, like, it's just gonna draw up some more bad publicity for them. Like, no one's gonna understand what they're trying to do. Like, this is so weird. I guess only in a show or a movie, it would make sense for you to just literally 5 minutes ago tell the man that you and Ji-yook broke up. He hugs you. You didn't even wait until he went far away, and Ji-yook is waiting right there, and he gets out of the car and gives you a hug. What if Min-won is standing right there and looking back, and he sees the two of you hugging? All that you concocted in the beginning just went down the drain. But only in a show or a movie is this realistic, because in real life it would never. You didn't even give the man enough time to leave, and you telling me that when he was hugging her, he didn't see Ji-yook's car right there? Only in a show. Yura's a whole deal with Yoon-ho. Like, why are you bothering this man? What does he have to do with you? He doesn't have anything to do with you. You went and bought his restaurant and then made him unemployed. But it's a good thing that Wee Young, came. And I think she's going to get him to be the chef for their project, for the meal plan. So that's good. And now they finally realized that Min-won already had a woman. I mean, why didn't you think of that before? Because if they join forces, if the three of them join forces, like, why didn't you put one and two together? So now she's trying to back out of, trying to seduce Minwon. But it's funny to me that, Yura's assistant or whatever his position is, he's now switching sides and coming to work for Ji-yook. And that's what you have to look at. It's like, where's the power, where's the money? Because realistically, Ji-yook has more power than Yura. Yura is just more vindictive. She's just more sneaky. She's just more whereas Ji-yook is more calm and collected. But he has more power than her. And we are at 49 minutes into episode 14, and I really thought I would have seen more reaction from the grandfather, and the grandfather has not shown his face at all here. He only showed his face in episode 13 when he was at the hospital having the surgery, but we haven't seen his reaction. I would have thought he would have gotten involved in here and gone to see Yura and be like, boom, 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 enough is enough. Because he was the one encouraging her before, saying, I like a person who fights for what's theirs. Oh, she's fighting, all right. Ji-won is like, why is everything working out so well? It's fitting so well. And we're like 7 minutes left into episode 14. And then she gets a call with someone kind of like a mystery caller type of thing, trying to scare her. I'm like, they're going to end episode 14 with a cliffhanger for us to wait till next week. But people, there's only 2 episodes left in the season. Like, there's literally 2 hours left of stuff. Like, try to make it right. I don't get it. You hear a noise and then you leave your bag and your phone behind. You go look for the noise. You don't even bring a weapon? Like, what was the point of all this training if you just let this man strangle you? Like, I'm trying to understand what is going through these people's heads when they're writing this. Like, because the webtoon was not like this. Like, what is going through your head? Because what was the point of all this training if you just let him strangle you? I don't understand. I really don't understand. Like you were trying to, what? Extend it some more? Like, this is what I don't like. When they drag these things out, you don't need to drag it out. And why couldn't she just take off her shoes and hit him with it? Them high heels. She could have done major damage with that. But no, you just stood there and let him strangle you. You flipped him over in episode, what was it? Episode 10? Episode 9? Episode 10? Like, but here, you couldn't do anything? See, I knew they were gonna be ending it with a cliffhanger. But C'est la vie, I guess. That's what it is. That's what they wrote. That's what they're feeding us. Yes. So the end of episode 14, it's with, Minwon strangling Jiwon. Yes, because that's what everyone wants to see happen. Honestly, at this point, there's 2 episodes left. I'm not even going to be asking questions because at this point, I really don't care anymore. Because it's like you have 2 episodes left and you still have Yura here causing trouble. You still have Sumin not doing, still being chaotic. Now Sumin and Yura are talking to each other. Now they're going to take over vengeance. Like, it's being dragged on too long. Like, it's not necessary. Can we get to the part where they get married and they have babies or something? Like, let's get to that part, because I'm so over this. It's called Marry My Husband, not whatever the hell this is, okay? So, that's the end of my reaction / review for episodes 13 and 14. Join me again next week for the finale, episodes 15 and 16. Hopefully we get a good ending. Because before, when I started watching this, it would have been a 9. But with all this extra BS that they added into it, it's coming down to like a 7. So those last 2 episodes better impress me for it to go back to a 9. And this wraps up our journey on the Review Garden. Thank you for joining me today as we explored this drama. If you enjoyed this reaction and review, please remember to subscribe for more insightful videos. Don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your feedback helps our channel grow. As always, I'm truly grateful for your support and for joining me on this journey on the Review Garden. Until next time, and happy listening. Bye.